Hello everyone, it's Shara on the mic. Welcome to a commentary gameplay of Chivalry Medieval Warfare. In this video you'll see me playing as a man-at-arms with a Norse Sword and oil pot on Dark Forest. 50 steps per minute. You see that vanguard charging at me? I pass him on the right side to make him jump past me. That way I won't get hit by a sword, and I can stab him while he jumps. Easy. And there goes the archer spam. I just throw my fire pot and pass them underneath the tunnel, and then come up behind them. Grab a new fire pot and stab some archers. It's always the same on this map. Archers always stand up on the bridge, shooting through the windows, feeling safe. So once you pass the enemy lines, it's easy to stab them and slice them up. That way you can actually clear the path for your team. Don't you just hate friendly firing archers? About the weapon that I'm using, I think it's one of the most effective ones. Using the Norse Sword allows you to actually two-shot people, especially vanguards, unless you allow HP regen tick in between, but that should not happen. So connect 2 stabs in a row and he's toast. And against knights it only takes 3 stabs. The Norse Sword should only be used stab only. Unless you can finish someone off, go for a slash, but other than that, never slash or overhead strike. I use the one button dodge to engage the target and close the gap. You can see me prioritizing the target that actually has the ranged weapon still equipped. That way I can finish one guy off very quick and take care of the other one. As you can see, he failed safe and actually pulled the bow out again. And again I use the one button dodge to engage the target and close the gap. You can catch up to almost anyone with that technique. The vanguard used the spear slash, so I don't even bother blocking those attacks. I mean, it's really ineffective to slash with a spear, so I'll just stab him twice and be done with it. On the second part of the map I usually recommend using the left path leading up to the enemy spawn and maybe go for a spawn trap. I think the man-at-arms is one of the most interesting classes to play in this game because of the dodging. Active dodging can be utilized in so many ways in Chivalry. You can engage a target, close a gap, or even disengage, or dodge incoming strikes. You can also use them to go for a counterattack. That's something I always do, getting behind the enemy lines, backstabbing a few people. It's really effective to just take out the archers or some other people that are standing in the back lines, try and regen HP or try to disengage. You can pick them off easily. The man-at-arms also features the most action-based gameplay. I think the two-handed weapons are just too slow and not powerful enough to actually compete with the Norse Sword. It's quite easy to miss a target with the Norse Sword because of the stab. The hit trace is rather small, so make sure to stay on target. The sound might be underrated in this game, but you can see it just saved my life. I'm not sprinting because I need to regenerate some HP, and that's why I'm walking slowly toward the enemy spawn and try to pick a fight there. I dropped to low HP and started disengaging by using the dodge button. Combining with sprint you can gain distance really fast. I would not have disengaged if that knight would not have shown up, because, you know, people tend to slash in public games and I did not want to get team killed. I would also love to see this game rolling in the competitive scene and being more popular, even in the ESL, MLG and so on, like some gaming leagues. That would be really cool. Once I get close to the objective, I start picking the archers first because people that have ranged weapons equipped, such as throwing axes, throwing knives and so on, they cannot block. It's like an easy target, you can score kills so quickly with the Norse Sword, so always pick the easy targets, then go for the harder fights. It also depends on the positioning. If you have a good positioning, you can also fight the melee guy first and line him up with the archer. to avoid getting hit, so it might actually turn into friendly fire. Once again, I prioritized the easy target to score the kill quickly and decimate their numbers, but I kinda got clumsy and actually overwhelmed by both charging me. Should not have happened. I engaged the man-at-arms first to pretend that I do not care about the archer, and then close in quickly with dodging and double stabbing. You really have to hate archers in this game. Friendly firing 24/7. Sometimes it is actually a good choice to take the kite shield. Not wear it, but just have it on your back. So that way you can avoid getting hit in the back by arrows. I recommend staying away from larger zergs because of the man-at-arms. You're quite squishy and you don't want to get slashed. Especially not team slashed, so that's why I don't even engage in such a fight. That was definitely my fault that I died here. Archers tend to spam their daggers, so try to block them once and then go for counter stab. And that was actually my initial plan, go to their spawn trap them a little, and take on outnumbered fights, so that I could actually win. Well, that vanguard wasn't really helpful. This scene over here actually shows how effective the Norse Sword can be in a group fight. You see how much damage I can pump out in such a short amount of time, stabbing people over and over, supporting people, helping them out, finish the enemy, and just rush through. I can literally just rush into the enemy lines and start stabbing people, and try to get behind them and help my guys out by attacking the enemy from behind, even in such a close quarter like this. Well, at least he got a double team kill for spam slashing. Don't slash, go for stabs and overhead strikes. Don't be a noob. Well, thanks, friendly fire just interrupted my sprint. Gotta hate archers. Dodging is a really good way for dodging arrows while trying to engage an archer. Like you can see, he's hesitating releasing the shot, that way giving me enough time to close in and kill him. In the third part of the map I usually stay right in front of the spawn, at the water part on the left and on the right. That way you can set their spawn waves and actually kill and decimate their numbers before they even reach your team. If you're doing it right, you can actually hold them off and have your team do the objective. Too greedy, people tend to slash spam, so it was definitely my fault that I died there again. This is what I mentioned before, if you have a decent positioning you can actually ignore the archer, try to line them up with the enemy and try to get some friendly fire. I thought I would be able to interrupt the swing, which is why I ran in aggressively and tried to stab him twice. I should have disengaged a little bit further than coming back right away, so I basically ran into his stab and killed myself. Now this is a really interesting scene. This shows how effective men-at-arms can actually be when dodging correctly and staying alive. As you can see, I leap out of the fight and actually disengage. Come back in with a leap attack, dodge forward and stab at the same time, finishing the vanguard off. And I win a 4 vs 1. Here's a tip for you archer guys. Draw your melee weapon a lot earlier than this. It will get you killed most of the time. If you see someone getting engaged by more than 2, don't even bother going there. It's just a waste of time, you will just probably end up getting friendly fire or something else. Just stay out of it and do your own thing. Another thing is, you see that man-at-arm kick me and die because of that. You should never use a kick unless you want to gain distance or drop someone's shield. I think I have not mentioned this before, but the game has a chase code. Whenever you have an enemy target and follow him, you will run faster. So that way you can chase targets and actually catch up to them. Now, this is actually a good example why I stay away from big clusters. That's always what happens when you play man-at-arms and run into one of them. Once again, don't be a noob, don't slash spam. You will just end up having lots of teammates. As it is right now, I'd really like to see lots of class changes happen to this game, especially to the Vanguard. He's rather useless than actually useful in a fight. Compared to the Knight, he has less HP, less damage, and compared to the Man-at-Arms, he has no dodging, basically the same damage and the same reach when dodging forward. So I don't see the reason to play Vanguard. The jump attack is at the moment rather useless too, so it's easy to block, it's easy to avoid. Absolutely no reason to play Vanguard. I managed to get 78 kills and 20 deaths on this map. I will let you enjoy the rest of this video now. I hope you've enjoyed my commentary gameplay on the Man-at-Arms, and see you on the battlefield. Shara out.